A long time ago, in a country far, far away, an elevator conversation between a Disney executive and a video game producer led to the development of one of the strangest crossover titles the world had ever seen. In 2002, Square Enix, in collaboration with Disney, released an action RPG named Kingdom Hearts. This threw together a load of Disney characters with a load of Final Fantasy characters. Who would have thought that this recipe would have been a success? Many years have passed since then. Some said it would never happen, but at last, Kingdom Hearts 3 has finally been released. On a side note, if someone could tell me why it takes so long for Square Enix to develop their games, that would be great. I'm going to be honest, prior to Kingdom Hearts 3, I played the first two titles and only one of the spin-off games and was completely confused about what the hell was going on. It's kinda like taking a maths exam but missing out on 90% of the classes leading up to it. Despite this, I'm happy to say that Kingdom Hearts 3 did a lot of things really well, and for the most part I really enjoyed it from start to finish. But the question is, was it worth the wait? Let's take a look. Despite being absolutely confused about this overly complex narrative spanning over 10 games and other media, I didn't feel too overwhelmed while taking on Kingdom Hearts 3. Essentially, this is a finale to everything we've worked towards all of these years. The final battle against the darkness and Xehanort is finally here. I'll admit, there were countless times when I was thinking, who the hell is that again? What's he talking about? I mean, there is a lot of backstory here, and it doesn't help that many of the main characters have different versions of themselves and are from different time periods. Fortunately, there were quite a few features such as a glossary and character information that helped fill in some of the gaps and remind me about certain things. I also recommend watching some plot summary videos out there if you have 30 minutes to spare.
Do you even realize what you are saying? The other Twilight Town is just data.
A heart can live anywhere, even inside data. There are hearts all around us.
Handsome and Xemnas used to be part of the same person, right? If they can do it, then I don't see any reason why you and Roxas can't find a way.
Oh, yeah!
Confusion aside, Kingdom Hearts 3 did have some pretty awesome moments. Seeing all of my favorite characters again all coming together for the final battle was definitely a highlight for me. One thing that really surprised me was the lack of Final Fantasy characters, and by lack I mean complete removal. Aside from a few references such as the Moogle shopkeeper and Cactuar statue, Final Fantasy characters were nowhere to be seen. Now, this was such a staple of the series back in the day, fighting alongside Cloud, Squall, Tifa and crew, actually battling Sephiroth. How amazing was that? Their complete absence left an empty feeling inside of me. I kept on thinking, come on, Final Fantasy characters have to pop up now, but they never did. While this may be the end of the Xehanort saga, the future of Kingdom Hearts certainly has me excited, with the secret ending clearly setting up the series for a strong future. I cannot wait. Unfortunately, I'll have to. Probably another 15 years. Well, there's no Final Fantasy, but at least there's Disney. The 8 Disney worlds chosen for Kingdom Hearts 3 were pretty well selected in my opinion, with some clearly standing out over others. Upon entering each world, you'll either help the local Disney heroes complete the regular narratives from the movie, or help them solve new problems often brought about by the Heartless. I had a problem with these mini Disney narratives. I didn't care for them at all. In fact, they were often a chore to get through. We are at the conclusion of Sora's epic saga here, and having to stop to help a girl with long hair escape through the woods to the city just seemed so trivial. These mini narratives did occasionally involve some of the Organization 13 members, which helped relate each world to the main plot, but this was done poorly in my opinion. All the action, everything I really wanted to see, came only near the end of the game. I felt that they could have paced this excellent core narrative much better within these Disney worlds. And while these mini narratives themselves didn't capture me, the worlds that they were told within sure did. Well, most of them. Kingdom Hearts 3 features some absolutely amazing worlds to explore, and every one of them looks absolutely beautiful. Some of these stood out more than others. The Pirates of the Caribbean world was incredible, as it provided an open sea and plenty of islands to explore. However, others were a lot more linear and lacking in personality. There's quite a lot of incentive to explore these worlds too. Each one has loads of hidden treasure chests to find, mini games to play, and Mickey Mouse symbols to photograph. Finding these symbols not only grants rewards, but photographing all of them will unlock the secret ending. However, unless you're using a guide, good luck finding them all. While on the topic of exploration, I'll also mention the useless little map that pops up in the corner. While it's useful at times, the fact that you can't actually zoom out was incredibly frustrating. There is a lot to the Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay, and I was happy to find that these combat mechanics work better than they ever have. Sora can equip up to 3 Keyblades at a time. The reason for this is that each weapon has different forms that can be unleashed after a sufficient amount of successful combos have been made. Chopping and changing different weapons in battle and unleashing different forms was a lot of fun, but I had a small issue with this, and that is that it doesn't tell you which weapon you currently have equipped and what weapon you'll be switching to when you press left or right. In addition, at times it seems like Sora has to be stationary to switch these weapons. Ultimately, these two issues often required me to stop on the spot and then spend time cycling through the weapons, which had a massive impact on the flow of battle. Aside from attacking, there are plenty of other options here to keep the battles exciting, such as using magic, summons, and situational commands which allow you to team up with your allies and unleash powerful attacks. Overall, the gameplay is pretty damn good, but here also lies my biggest criticism with Kingdom Hearts 3. My god, is it easy! Even on proud mode, there is absolutely no reason to be proud of yourself. My great-grandmother could beat this game with her eyes closed, and she's 6 feet under. Rest in peace, great-grandma. We are given an awesome battle system and plenty of ways to customize our characters and turn them into powerhouses, but without a place to test our skills. Gone are the days of the Colosseum. The biggest challenge that you'll get is the final boss of the game, which I easily beat on my first try, and then the post-game super boss. Not only did this lack of challenge take the fun out of the battle system, but it also provided little incentive to really explore and focus on getting stronger, which is what RPGs are all about in my opinion. I do not know what was going on here. I feel like the entire Kingdom Hearts 3 experience for me would have been a lot more enjoyable if I had to use more than 2 brain cells.
Never actually been one for tradition. In we go!
It's nothing personal, Jack. It's just good business.
Another thing that makes a return in Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Gummi Ship system. I enjoyed this system, which is why I think it's worth a mention. My enjoyment here probably comes from the fact that it can actually be a bit of a challenge. Some of the optional boss encounters do pack a punch and will require a decent setup. The parts for your Gummi Ship can be found by exploring all of the 3 large galaxies. Actually navigating these galaxies isn't particularly fun, as pretty much everywhere looks the same, you know, being space and all. There are, however, loads of items to collect, and leveling up your ship to add more firepower or speed boosters is where I found my enjoyment. After all these years, it finally arrived. Kingdom Hearts 3. It is a pretty solid game, but for the most part I was hoping for a little bit more. Despite blowing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 out of the water in certain areas, I would actually rank Kingdom Hearts 3 behind the first 2 games. Story-wise, Kingdom Hearts 3 has a load of amazing moments, and seeing all of my favourite characters again was awesome. I really don't know how many people had a full understanding of the plot prior to release. I certainly didn't, and this created quite a bit of confusion that required me to Google my way out of. But in a way, this also helped me appreciate the complexity and build up to the finale. The real issue here was the countless hours of Disney side stories that heavily impacted the pacing of the main plot. I found myself racing through it just to see the bits of the story that I really cared about. Putting this aside, I'm happy with the way Kingdom Hearts 3 concluded the trilogy. I'm also very excited to see what will happen next. Some of the Disney worlds were of an exceptionally high quality with loads to explore and plenty of secrets to uncover. Disney was certainly well represented, but Final Fantasy, it just felt not the same without my favourite characters making a cameo. But my biggest issue with Kingdom Hearts 3 was the difficulty level. It is so easy, and this had a huge impact on my enjoyment, as I was never motivated to explore the worlds high and low for powerful items or even try to get stronger. This is a huge shame because the battle system is pretty awesome. It's just wasted since spamming X did the job most of the time. I had a lot of fun with Kingdom Hearts 3, but I couldn't help but think what could have been. Maybe if they delayed the game for another 5 years, some of these issues could have been ironed out. As a casual Kingdom Hearts fan, I would say that this title is a must play for those who loved the series all those years ago. Just don't expect the same magic as we all once had. This was Hellfire RPGs, thanks for watching. What did you think of Kingdom Hearts 3? Let me know in the comments. If you like this, hit like and sub for more RPG content. See you next time.
It take this long. you take